Here we are at the big box store. Look at all these drywall knives, all these supplies, materials, scaffolding. Oh, this is a drywaller's dream here. Not really. I'm here in the evening getting materials for my job in the morning. Here it is. I should be at home with my family, eating dinner, helping make dinner. But I'm over here getting supplies so I don't have to do this first thing in the morning. This is the common life as a drywaller. I know a lot of people come into this section of the store and they don't know what to get. Of course, many of my videos show the products that I use. I try to tag as many products as they allow me to use, because sometimes you got this material at one location and then they just only have this material at another location. They're pretty much the same. My go-to is always this product, but of course where you're located they might not have it. This is the professional grade stuff that we use, at least over here in Arizona. I know in California they use a lot of this stuff too. This is my go-to 5-minute mud. This is the stuff I always use. My go-to all-purpose joint compounds. These are nice compound here, red and white dots, just different. One's a little thinner than the other. Green dot topping, that's a good stuff there. I like to use that for texture. That's a luxury item right there. If you have topping instead of using joint compounds for texturing, that's nice to do, especially if you're doing hand textures like skip trowel. +3, this stuff's good for skimming out stuff. It has its advantages, but if you don't know what to use it for, if you have to ask questions, then you shouldn't have to use it. All-purpose joint compounds, what you always use. All-purpose joint compounds is what you use. This is a cheaper product. It's still good, but of course it's a lower priced product, but it's good for us because we know how to work with it. Ultra lightweights, I do not use ultra lightweights because they're ultra lightweight because they took out all the water. So you have to sit here and mix up these by adding water. That's why it's a lightweight, because it's missing the mixed water in it. So I don't like to use this product ever because I have to mix it up by hand. It's a pain in the butt. All-purpose joint compounds are pretty much mixed up. You just have to add a little bit of water, mix it up to get it nice and creamy. But yeah, lots of products here. You got the USG 5 minutes, USG 20 minutes, 45 minutes, 90 minutes. This is a spray texture. This is old style spray texture. They used to mix this up and spray it in the hoppers, like knockdowns, splatters. This is old school stuff. So some guys like to use this still. You mix it up and you get a nice good knockdown, but the problem is with this, you have to mix it up really good and strain it so you don't get goobers in it. So you got to mix it up first thing in the morning, let it set, mix it up throughout the day before you're ready to texture, and then sometimes have to strain it out. So it's a good product. I worked for companies that's all they would let us use, so I've used it before. I like it. I just don't like mixing it up when I'm doing smaller jobs. Bigger project, yes, I would do that, because you get about 2 or 3 buckets of texture out of that $31 bag. So it's kind of pricey. Everything's gotten pricier and pricier over the years. I remember when these buckets were $9, and yet here they are. Everything's gone up. Price of hot mud out here. This is Phoenix, Arizona. To be specific, I'm in Mesa, Arizona, but everything's just gone up. So there used to be a time when I used to buy a pallet of mud at a time, and I'd use it for a couple weeks, couple months. Now I just buy a few bags to get me through the week, a couple boxes of mud. So yeah, prices have changed, so now we just buy what we need and then use it and then come back and get more. All these beautiful ladders. I just wish I could go on a shopping spree. I wish I had this right now. 14 foot, this is a 12-footer. A-frame ladder. I want to get a 14-foot A-frame ladder. That'd be awesome, but they're very expensive. The only problem with that is you have to store them somewhere so they don't get sitting in the sun. But yeah, I just came here. I need to get some 20-minute for tomorrow. I'm gonna grab 2 bags of 20-minute. I'm gonna grab some 5-minute. Had to grab a sheet of drywall. I gotta install sheetrock tomorrow. basic stuff. They always ask me what kind of spray glues you use. Well, this is a spray glue I like to use. I just use that to tack my tape on. Of course, they got all kinds of fiberglass tapes. The really good fiberglass tape isn't here, it's right here. For some reason, it's been out of stock for a while. That's a heavy duty fiberglass mesh tape, but your standard fiberglass mesh tape's just as good. All your corner beads, mud on corner beads, I never use those. Only if I have nothing to screw or attach my regular corner bead to, like metal framing, brick walls. That's the only time I'd use mud on bead. But then I would turn to this and just use this and staple it to the drywall and then mesh tape it before I coat it. But I like my metal corner beads. Then I go to the plastic corner beads before I do the mud on beads. So everybody just has their own preference and materials they use. But yeah, I'm gonna grab some mud here. I just want to do a quick walkthrough with you guys. Drywaller here at the big store trying to get some basic products. I have tons of videos that show products that I use, how to mix materials. I have whole playlists. Also on my videos, I try to tag a lot of these materials. So if you're not sure what to buy on your drywall repair project, you can follow along these videos. And if you're still not confident in what to buy or what to do, always get a professional to do your drywall repairs, because there's a lot to it. We're working with muds here, products, and you want to use the right stuff. And you know, everybody wants to try to do it themselves. They watch these YouTube videos. They think because the store sells it that they can do it themselves. But drywall is an art. Texture matching is an art. So you do these jobs. If you're going to do a project, do what you can do comfortably. Maybe just get the patch hung, maybe do a first coat, and then hire a professional to finish it if possible. Just do what you're confident doing and buy the products that you know you need to use. If you have to question yourself what to buy, then you shouldn't be doing this. There's a lot of stuff here, a lot of mistakes can be made. It's your home, so you do what you want, but I'd always recommend hiring a professional, or at least educate yourself to get confident enough to do it yourself. Practice makes perfect. You don't learn how to do drywall overnight. Guys like myself are stuck in this trade. We've been in it for decades, so we have no choice but to learn, because we have to feed our families. But yeah, lots of knives. Also these knives, stainless steel versus blue steel. I prefer the blue steel knives. That's my preference over the years. A lot of guys like the stainless steel. Of course, they don't rust, but I like the old blue steel knives. I always seem to get a better coat job. They're easier to work with, at least that's my preference. And that's about it, guys. You know, we're here, we gotta load up. I gotta get this stuff in my truck, get this sheetrock strapped down, get to my house and call it a night. So I'll be ready for tomorrow to rock and roll. But yeah, we posted a lot of videos this week. I'm making some upgrades to my YouTube channel. So if you haven't done it already, please subscribe. Please like, leave comments. This is just a basic walkthrough video. Drywaller, buying some supplies. Hey, thanks for viewing.